Hello everyone, this is the third devlog for the game Indigno. Now, I will show a little bit about the mechanics of the NPC and the guards. There are three types of NPCs here. This is the passive NPCs, they just move around based on some waypoints that are placed around the city and the nav mesh. And there are the guards. There are two kinds of guards. The one that is static, they still on guard on the entrance of the main buildings and on the entrance of the city. And also there are the guards that are walking around. If they see you, they will run towards you. And then probably they will shoot you. The shooting mechanic is still not ready. I will add it soon. But now, let me see a guard here. The guards is the one in blue. They use a sight and a ray tracing to check if they are seeing you. So if they see me, but I'm in the other side of the wall, they will not follow me. But if they see me and I am in plain sight here of him, they will follow me. Like this. Now, they still not killing me. Probably they will kill me when they hit me, or probably they will kill me when I'm close enough to him to shoot me. Now, let's talk a little more about the coding of these workers and these guards. Let me take a look at the coding. Now, this is the main code of the NPCs. It's pretty simple. Just have a function go to the location and we'll walk to this location based on the state. Now, let's go to some specific movements. The workers are the passive NPCs. They just walk around. So there are two states for this. They could be just standing or this could be walking. When they're walking, they will execute the state walking. That will, if the walk target position is set, they will do nothing, just go to the position. If it's not set, they will look for a waypoint randomly on the city and set this position. I put this check here because if the NPC is stuck, the velocity becomes 0. So he will start over again and find a new waypoint to go over. It gets stuck sometimes, even if two NPCs is going to the same target at the same time, they could be stuck. So they just find another waypoint and go there. And now the more complex one is the guard. The guard is composed by a lot of, let me take over the orthogonal view here to the perspective to see better. Here, this is composed to a lot of areas to check out the view and the spring arm to check out the distance to the other objects and walls. Why that? Because he was looking for the player, who was following the player. If he lose player of sight, they will start a mode of searching. He will randomly walk around to check if he can find the player around the place he last saw the player. So he needs this object here, this area here, to check if he is stuck on the wall so we can change direction. This randomly searching procedure is just he changed the angle he's looking for and go to that point. And then when they reach the point, he just choose another random angle and go to that point as well. There are two timers. The aware timer indicates it's a timer to check if the player is lost. He lost the sight of the player, so it will count 10 seconds. And then when this time is over, he will start the search timer. Will take something about 30 seconds to look around, search, and if he doesn't find the player during this 30 seconds, it will be two options for him. If he is a stationary guard, he will get back to his original position, and if he is walk around guard, he will just find another waypoint and go there. Now, let's take a look on the code of the guard. It's a pretty complex code, but let me try to explain it. The guard has four states, four state machines. The walking, it will just is the same as the other NPCs. He will just walk around, and find a waypoint. And the pursuit state is when he put the player on sight, so you go after the player running with more speed. The searching is when he lose sight of the player, and so he's going to look around for the player. And the standing is for the stationary guards. You'll be standing in some place, just doing nothing, just waiting to the player to get on sight. Now let's take a look on the more complex parts. The walking around is the same for the other NPCs, just find a waypoint and then go to the location. The pursuit is different because when he starts the pursuit, he's not going to the location of some waypoint. He's going to the location to the pursuit target that is the player. So when you move around, this pursuit target is always getting updated, different from the waypoints that is static. So it consumes a little more of resource from the machine because we need to get updating the target position constantly. So it's a little bit, don't put a lot of that. Is if you put some 10 guard following you, the game will get pretty slow. Now the searching. The searching, as I said before, is pretty simple. He just random rotate the spring arm that have the component for the target and get this target and go to that position. When they get to that position, he just choose another rotation and go to the new position. He will go this movement for 30 seconds based on the timer that is started. And then there is some general code here. The check cast is a pretty important one because uh, the player must just be on the area of the vision. This must be visible. So I have to use a recast to check if there's something in the way between the guard and the player to see he's really on sight. So the player can hide behind walls, can hide behind other NPCs. So this function just check this. And if this is on sight, the NPC will immediately change to the pursuit mode so he go after the player. Now there's some events here when the area enter is reached. So when the player enter on the area, there is represent the vision of the NPC. He have to check if he's on site as well, as I said before. So he will take off the aware timer and start to pursue the player. If it's not on the site, he will just ignore it. And of course, if the vision are exited, the player just get out of the sight of the guard. So you will start the aware time. We will follow for 10 seconds for the last position of the player. If this time is over, you will start the searching mode. And there is some other functions related to the navigation. So when the navigation velocity is computed, he will move it. I use this move toward here to avoid to get stuck on corners. It's pretty easy to get stuck, so we add some velocity here, some momentum to here to move around and get rid of the stuck on the corners situation. And of course, there is a general function here. It's when the navigation is finished. Just clear all the targets and all the flags related to the navigation. And here, of course, is the timeouts of the timer to control the lost target, the return to standing position if it's stationary, and if not, we will return to the walking state. So if we lost the target, we'll go to other waypoints, other random waypoints. And that's it. Probably will start working on the game art and the post process and add some more props to the map to make it is a little, the map's a little bit empty, so I will add some props here and try to keep this pretty light. It's starting to get heavy. And that's it. Thank you everyone. I will see you in the next devlog.